Hi, hello. I'm Brigitte, and if you don't know me, I am a human design coach. I specialize in working with couples. I work on relationships and bringing human design into the mix. And today I'm excited to let you know that we have a little Motown in the house. We are going to be talking to Adrienne Roach. She hails from Detroit, across the river from where I grew up in Ontario, Canada, and she is a 1-3 Ego Manifestor on the cross of tension. And she's been a student of human design for 8 years. And she has brought all of her experience as a experimenting manifestor and human design expert into running retreats and workshops and being a presenter. She's a dynamic speaker, very engaging in her own workshops. And the best part that I think many of you watching, especially manifestor women, is she has founded an evolving space called ManiSisters. And I'll let her tell you about that a little bit later. But my second, probably number one best part, and what really attracts me and draws me to speaking to Adrienne is her relationship with the people in her life. So she has a partner who's a manifesting generator, and she has a daughter who's a projector. Her daughter is also her collaborator and business partner, and Adrienne is planning to expand ManiSisters into a home for projector women as well. And being a projector myself, I find that incredibly amazing because many of my clients are in relationships with projectors. They're manifestors, married to projectors, manifesting generators, married to manifestors, and yeah, and generators also married or in partnerships in some way with projectors, or they're raising projector children. So I'm always fascinated to hear and learn from Adrienne and what she has to say about relationships. But it was a lengthy interview, and we are going to have to break it up into parts. So today you're going to hear one of the parts. Let's dive in and chat with Adrienne, our 1-3 ego manifestor cross of tension. A hot topic when we think of manifestors and what we know about manifestors and what's on the internet and just the general knowledge and so on and so on. One of the things that comes up about them is that they have a repelling aura. And I'm a projector. I don't know what it feels like to be in a manifestor body to be able to explain that properly. Please enlighten us.
I've been repelling people my whole life. It's been great. So
You are an expert. Go
I'm an
ahead.
expert. This I know about. So my first experience of repelling, I've never told this story publicly, was getting on a school bus and having a boy literally punch me in the face. I didn't even know this kid. I'm going to a gifted and talented school. It was the first day I'm on the bus, and it's just like happened. And I was like, I don't know what happened because I don't even think I talked to him. It just was like, what just happened? And maybe that wasn't the first time. Like I have memories as young as being in like first grade, like of I don't know what just happened. Where maybe a teacher distrusted me. I wasn't even doing anything. Got blamed for talking with someone else. And I'm like, not me. I think as I've grown and I learned more about human design, what I found out was, well, first off, I came across an apocryphal quote. This is not a quote you can find at Jovian Archive or anywhere. Nobody has this. I got it from somewhere special. And it's where Ra's talking to a teenage kid. And he tells the kid that the description of the aura types, there are two parts. One part is fixed and one part is mutable. So closed and repelling. Closed, you can't open up a manifest aura. It's always closed. Repelling, though, can be repelling or attractive. Same thing with like say a generator. Open, it's always going to be open. Enveloping, yeah, maybe or maybe not. I don't know if you've ever been around a generator who wasn't trying to envelop you, but Maybe you've never had that experience. You might not even be able to have that experience, but I've had the experience of feeling the aura retract and not want nothing to do with me. So understand it can happen. So for me, what I have learned about my aura when it's repelling or if it's not repelling. So if I'm angry, it's repelling. If I'm sad, scared, unsure, it can be repelling. If I'm relaxed, open, excited, but not too excited, like, not crazy excited, but I'm feeling confident, it's magnetic. It is attractive. People will be on me like white on rice. And so I have to be very careful. Like,
Not
cause I
too
remember,
excited.
yeah, or if I'm too, like, I've been so magnetic at times where I got overwhelmed by people. So
Yeah.
it's like, yes, we all have that with our aura. So if you think about the second half of the part of your aura, so you think about as a projector, you have a is it absorbing and penetrating?
Mhm.
Now, imagine when you've identified somebody in the environment that you don't want to know nothing else about, and you're not penetrating. Oh, you like, you're not putting my fine instrument into that. Nope. So literally, you also that's mutable for you.
Mhm.
And that once I found out about that, I was like, oh yeah, no, repelling is not permanent. It's not all the time. It's something that's turned on based on my internal environment. And basically, if I'm vulnerable, it repels. It repels so I can not get hurt
Yeah.
because I'm vulnerable.
Okay, so the intensity and the frequency of repelling energy would depend on the person's internal environment, is what you're saying, based on your experience,
Yeah,
right?
based on my experience.
Okay, that's cool. And what have you observed when you're in that repelling stage? You know, your energy is low or whatever's going on with you, right? And there is it's happening, and you just don't want to open up in any way, right? What do you notice in other people when that's happening, if anything?
Um, so it's really interesting because I can actually turn on repelling on purpose. I did it on Vegas, on the Las Vegas Strip with another manifestor. I was like, come on, walk with me because this person he would fold himself in half to get through the crowd, and I don't do that. Or sometimes I do, but I don't have to. I turn on repelling mode. I was like, come and do this with me. And he was like, it's like parting the Red Sea. So one of the things is people will actually physically get out of my way
Mm.
if I'm in repel mode. You got 70% of people are generators. So this is my assumption. In my mind's eye, this is what's happening. You got this enveloping aura. It's trying to envelop something, but that thing is spiky and feels nasty and it retracts. So what you're doing is when you are in repel mode, you're actually compressing other people's auras a lot. Yeah. I mean, the manifest aura does that. It can compress other people's auras, but when you're in repel mode, you can really smush somebody's aura. Oh my gosh. And talk about like what you could do to a projector. That fine, beautiful instrument you have, being able to it'll like bump up against your little needle and it's like, wait, what happened? I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. So
To
it ends
you, is
up
what you're saying. To you. My like,
no. If I'm in repel mode and I get around a projector, that projector understands immediately to retract their needle and get away from me. You remember I was saying like, you can penetrate or not?
right.
You'd be like, I don't want to penetrate that. Whatever's going on over there, it's gross. It's not, I don't even want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. Like it doesn't want me to guide it. I don't want no parts of it. Because repelling, it's a big no sign. So it ends up compressing other people's auras. It ends up shutting down the magnetism of other people as well. So if I'm in a setting, you stick me in the middle of a party and I'm in repel mode, I can actually stink up the entire room, given the right, just get me out of there. Get the manifestor out of there.
Yes. I feel that I have experienced this, like in my backpack of experiences and stories. I feel like I have observed this of manifestors. They can stink up a room.
Think
I
enough a room.
appreciate the words that you've given us because I don't think I could ever freely say that to them and them get it. That's why I love that you're here so you can share the language. What does
Yeah,
it feel like? What have I noticed about myself and what have I noticed my impact is on others? I
yeah,
thank you for that because I don't think that we talk about that enough.
yeah.
There's just judgment and stereotyping.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
when I say I can turn on repel mode, like I've done it, like I said, on the Vegas Strip, it was very experimental. But for the most part, it is out of my control.
uh,
Right? Brigitte, if I'm tired, I'm in repel mode.
mhm.
Just tired. Like I'm not there, I'm not angry. I'm just exhausted. I had a long day, whatever.
Nothing to give. Yeah, I'm done.
Nothing to give. And it's just like, okay, shut it down, sis. Go lay down somewhere and don't stink up the room.
And that awareness that you have too is that I can do that, right? So if somebody knows that about me, like Izora maybe may know that about you, and may be able to say, okay, we gotta go. Or you know that about yourself, and you can start to see people reacting to that, and you're like, I didn't really mean to do that, and I know what's happening. Maybe I need to excuse myself.
I have to weigh it sometimes because there are some times where I do have an impact in a place and maybe it's appropriate that I'm repelling in this place or that I don't know. But I do feel like for me, it's my responsibility. Like I have some things I have to take care of for this human body and for this human persona. One, I can't be out there exhausted. If I'm tired or exhausted, I really need to excuse myself from doing this, being part of something. Or if I'm hangry, same thing. I can't be out here starving. If I am angry, frustrated, if I have something going on or something's really deeply on my mind and I can't dissociate from it, I have to be really careful about where I take my energy.
Mm,
And that's my responsibility. I
absolutely.
recognize I'm carrying my internal environment everywhere with me. And if it's if it's jumbled in there, that is going to come out in the frequency that my aura is communicating to others.
And people are going to respond to that. And the response you're going to get is not any kind of empathy or we'll see another day, excited to see
Right.
you another day. You're not going to get that. You're going to get completely don't come back here. Right. Whereas if you are able to, read a room, excuse yourself, do whatever you have to do to take care of yourself, people really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um,
And sometimes just for me, if I am not 100% feeling it, but I still want to be in a place,
oh,
hanging out at the edges. Just
ah,
don't come all the way in. Like, don't come into the middle of the room. Listen, you want to know where I'm going to sit almost all the time? Unless I'm about to be on stage, I'm by the exit. I'm by the door.
oh,
Okay.
if you
Because I'm
you
by
can
the door.
blank out, they won't notice.
Yeah, like, where did Adrienne go? Two
Yeah.
hours later, I've been gone. Like,
I
been
learned
gone.
to do that. I learned to do that, as a projector going in the room. And everybody that has known me since I was a young person is like, oh, you're the light of the room. He used to be the light of the party. You were always, da, da, da. And you don't do that anymore. And I'm like, yeah, because I used to go home and cry myself to sleep because I was so exhausted, but like those hysterical tears of a baby and not know why, because I've just absorbed all of this into every open area in my chart and would go home and feel like death.
Yeah.
So now it's like, y'all having a good time, that's great. And
So
just
nice
watch
for
people with
y'all.
my drink in front of me, like, because it's like I'm shields up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm taking care of me.
Yeah.
And it feels so much better now. So thank you for that lesson of doing
I
that.
agree.
You're like the best. The
Yeah.
best. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much for the
much.
invitation. I love speaking with you. You bring things out that I never even would have thought of talking about in public with people. So I appreciate you.
Same. Yeah. All right. Okay, bye.
Peace. Okay, bye.
Bye. Wasn't that amazing? That was so much fun. I enjoyed speaking to Adrienne so much. And you know what? If you want to hear more about her, I am going to drop a video of Adrienne talking about what she does and what she's up to and how she is evolving ManiSisters and the space that she's creating for manifestor women. I'm blown away, and I honestly believe it's a template for things that, you know, many of us could be doing in this human design space. After all, she is a manifestor, right? She is designed to get things started and to inspire us. So I hope you take it in that spirit. And let me just say, when I figure out how to do end cards, I am going to drop that video somewhere around here. Until then,